How can the Mavericks assemble a championship caliber team around Luka Doncic? Let's play full court, baby! Your go-to channel for the most interesting basketball topics. Luka Doncic is one of this generation's most promising young players. His on-court ability has aided him and the Mavericks, and they have emerged as a Western Conference danger. Luka is a competitor with a passion for the game of basketball. Even during the NBA offseason, Doncic couldn't get enough of playing it. Following his spectacular playoff performance, Doncic wasted little time in playing for his homeland. Doncic returned to Slovenia to prepare for the 2 World Cup qualifying games against Croatia and Sweden. His presence on the Slovenian national team is impressive. The 2019 Rookie of the Year is working hard to win the gold medal at EuroBasket 2022, but Poland beat Slovenia 90-87 to move into the semifinals of EuroBasket 2022. With his recent statements on the necessity for further summer trades to help transform this Dallas team into a title contender, Luka Doncic attempted to ramp up the heat on the Dallas Mavericks front staff. The Mavericks will go as far as Luka Doncic will allow them to. He's shown that he can carry them all the way to the Western Conference Finals, but the organization has to do more to construct a contender around him. The Mavericks finished 4th in the Western Conference and advanced to the Western Conference Finals in the 2021-22 NBA season. It was their first appearance since their spectacular championship run in 2011. The Mavericks front management is working hard to assemble a championship team around Luka Doncic. Doncic earned his 3rd All-NBA First Team nod last season, averaging 28.4 points, 9.1 rebounds, and 8.7 assists. He acquired this level of output at the age of 23. Nobody predicted the Mavericks to reach the conference finals in the 2021-22 NBA season. Dallas's playoff run in 2022 was a pleasant surprise. Many expected the Mavericks to struggle again after dealing their star big man Kristaps Porzingis to the Washington Wizards. However, the deal resulted in a significantly improved Mavericks team. Despite the fact that their offense was occasionally repetitious, it worked brilliantly. Doncic's decisions are essential to their offense. It's not a complicated attack, but it gets results. The Mavericks addressed their front court difficulties throughout the offseason this year. In exchange for Christian Wood, they sent Boban Marjanovic, Sterling Brown, Trey Burke, Marquese Chriss, and then on draft night, Dallas moved back into the draft to choose Jaden Hardy at number 37. Despite having traded the number 26 overall pick to Houston, Hardy poured up 28 points in his Summer League debut, demonstrating why ESPN ranked him as the number 2 overall talent coming out of high school in 2021. Wood can make his shot, and may be a terrific pick-and-roll option for Doncic. After losing their own free agent, Jalen Brunson, to the New York Knicks, allegedly without even getting a chance to make a pitch to keep him, the Mavericks have responded thus far by signing 34-year-old center JaVale McGee to a 3-year deal worth nearly all of their taxpayer mid-level exception, and Theo Pinson to a 1-year veteran minimum deal. McGee's signing adds depth to the Dallas's big men, and Pinson is an important element of the team's chemistry and culture. But none of those additions compensate for Brunson's departure. Bringing in Wood and Hardy should help, but the Mavericks still have more issues than answers. The Mavericks have several solid pieces, but they rely solely on Luka to be the savior. While Jalen Brunson might fill that position, his departure and the absence of a successor means Luka will have a bigger load. Jason Kidd commented during Summer League on Luka's significance to the franchise and how the Mavericks must create a championship squad around their star. However, he qualified any immediate roster alterations by stressing that such a squad could not be constructed overnight. Only Luka Doncic should be off the table in Dallas Mavericks trade negotiations. The Mavericks cannot make the same mistake they did with Kristaps Porzingis. Dallas made the proper decision in acquiring Luka Doncic by trading 2 first-round choices. It also cost them 2 first-round picks to acquire Kristaps Porzingis, and the Mavericks have not made a trade for a star player since January 2019. Luka has the ability to create, score, assist, and rebound, and even has improved his defense. I know the Mavericks normally have a high-rated offense that hits open threes. I don't believe losing Brunson is a significant loss for a championship-caliber team. I believe Luka is the undisputed point guard. You'll need shooters, defense, and another reliable rebounder. Although Doncic has no plans to leave Dallas anytime soon, the front office of the Mavericks should not take that for granted. There is now no need to be concerned about Doncic potentially departing the Mavericks for greater pastures, but as the 2026 free agency clock ticks closer, every move Dallas makes or does not make between now and then will be scrutinized. Ideal team around Luka. 3 wings who are 3-and-D, as well as a rim protector who can grab lobs. Luka will provide the majority of the offense. All he needs are teammates who can convert on open shots and cover him on defense, as it is his weakest area. In the best case scenario, 1 or 2 of the wings can also create off the dribble, relieving Luka of the burden of doing everything and being overutilized. When it comes to teaming with a star, someone like PG or Jimmy Butler would be ideal since they can play both ends and off the ball. Now, I will admit that we haven't seen Luka play alongside another all-star yet, so perhaps he is capable of adapting his style and limiting his usage to offer the secondary star more opportunities when that happens. This is a star-studded league. As we witnessed this season, Luka can take a solid bunch of role players a long way, but he needs another star to relieve some of his strain and send the Mavericks over the top. Otherwise, he would tire from carrying the offensive load, which is why his effectiveness gradually fell against the Warriors. A collection of role players cannot be counted on to produce consistent offensive output in every game. They will make shots in certain games and not in others. Almost every great player has required the assistance of 1 or 2 stars in order to win a title. The way the Mavs are built now is pretty ideal, especially with their 5-out attack. Take a look at how effectively he does. They simply require more talented versions of specific players. For example, how would Dallas look with Paul George instead of Reggie Bullock, Tim Hardaway Jr., instead of Bronson Dinwiddie? How about Drew Holiday? Some argue that there's no one best approach to construct a championship caliber team around Luka. He will win it in many settings during his career. He has the energy to lead a squad right now. For the time being, a 5-man lineup with 1-2 switchable bigs who can shoot would suffice. Dallas will be able to give max contracts in around 2 to 3 years. I have no doubt that Luka 2.0 will become a thing where he will play with another true superstar. Remember that one of the consequences of playing with grown-ass men when 14 was that he did not spend his formative years as the bus driver. He won the EuroBasket sharing the ball with Dragic. The Dallas Mavericks need to fill the roster with complementary pieces and veterans around Luka Doncic. If the Mavericks are to win the title, they must add seasoned players to the team. A championship team must have seasoned players who can be soothing influences in the locker room. Dallas likes taking chances at the end of the bench, but they need guys who can contribute and are okay with limited minutes. The Dallas Mavericks are closer to winning the NBA championship than most people believe. They already have a superstar who will give his all at the grandest stages. They now seek a co-star and role players to join them in the title picture. Acquiring those pieces under cap constraints will not be easy, but GM Nico Harrison will try his best to make it a reality. Doncic returning to the Mavericks next season in the finest form of his life will be significant, but Dallas must also upgrade the squad around him. As good as the Mavericks' postseason journey has been, counting on this squad to get back here would be a mistake. Doncic has shown that he is ready to compete for championships. Now Dallas must continue to build around him to guarantee that occurs. The team has been saddled with numerous contracts that may be put together for a disgruntled star, but the Mavericks lack the pick equity they would want to have. Players on enormous contracts like Davis Bertans have relatively little value throughout the league, making trades with those contracts difficult. Hopefully the Mavericks can put proper pieces around Luka, who will start his $215 million contract this season. With Doncic, the Mavericks are on a clock to become a legitimate contender, otherwise they risk having their star abandon them as Jalen Brunson recently did. We hope you enjoyed the video topic today. Subscribe to our channel, Full Court, for more interesting basketball topics.